live. I forgot to count down from 5, but we good though. Pop Up TV podcast.
Nice, man. We live. What up? Episode 61. Pop up.
Wagwan. Pop up on them.
You already know, bro. We got our special guest today, man. Introduce yourself, because you got like 20 names. I don't know which one you going by this month.
But you just call me Saint Digital today. That's the profile I want.
We got Saint Digital with us today. All right, so everybody that's in the chat already, everyone that's holding it down, thank you. We're gonna roll right into it. We're gonna start out slow because as you know, we got a lot to talk about. So
lots to talk about.
First thing we're gonna talk about,
right.
Dom, we know the last episode we were talking, I think it was the last episode that we were kind of talking about like some Disney stuff and stuff that was going on at Disney World. Recently, if anyone follows Bailey Bunch TV on Instagram and all that, or on YouTube, which I'm sure you do, then you'll see, or you have seen that past week, fam was out there in Orlando. So, Don, tell me a little bit, like, first off, I want to know, like, it's the beginning of the summer. How was the crowds? Was it crazy? Like, how crazy?
We was anticipating crazier crowds, but
like, so it wasn't as bad.
I'm not sure when you went if it took long for you to get into the park, but we like pretty much walk right in. When we went, there was a crowd. It was still a crowd. It was still a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. Like, it was a lot of people. But I was expecting like long waits to get in. But the rides, there were long waits on every single ride. I'm talking 30 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes, 70-minute rides.
That's not that bad. What's the longest you waited?
The longest was 75 minutes, but I didn't end up waiting because I guess apparently like something happened to the ride. So like we was just sitting there, and then apparently they finally decided to announce it, so we just got out of line. But I guess so if I was to say the longest one that I really waited was like the 70-minute ride. It was the Avatar one in Animal Kingdom.
How'd you like it?
It was straight, nice scenery. It was like really good, like how they make these rides, bro. Like how
they're like, man,
I don't remember nothing from when I was younger and I went. Like all it was different. All of the stuff is different, bro.
Yeah, it's like everything is different.
Should be.
It was like kids. Yeah, everything is definitely different. What would you say was the best thing you rode? Like, what was the most like fascinating thing?
So I did do a lot of kiddie rides. Obviously, I had the kids with me, but the best.
Yeah, you couldn't go.
Yeah, the best. But Magic Kingdom, I was able to get on a lot of rides with the kids because I think they can pretty much ride everything.
Yeah, that's
there.
the most kid place there.
Yeah, but the one that I seen was I don't know if you rode it, the Mickey and Minnie Railroad.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you about.
I seen when you guys got on that ride. That must be new because I've never been on
there.
that.
Like, it's
pretty
hard.
hard.
Yeah. Like, the technology they use is
technology
is
crazy.
And it's like state of the art.
And the Buzz Lightyear one, that's hard. I don't know if
you're like shooting, right?
Yeah, when you're shooting the targets.
Oh yeah, everybody love that game.
Yeah,
everybody love that game.
Yeah. That was dope. But the Mickey and Minnie was like the technology. Like I said, I don't know, man. Disney got so much bread. They just like going crazy with the technology in that park.
Doing some crazy shit. But yeah, so the weather, did it rain every day when you was there? I know Orlando like
it didn't rain once, bro. It rained when I was leaving, but I mean it drizzled at one point, and then it was like super hot after. Like
Wait, there was no rain in Orlando? There was none?
Not until the day we left.
That's lit.
Yeah, the day we left, that's when South Florida was getting the tropical storm, and it was like drizzling. It wasn't even hard. It wasn't even hard rain, and I feel like people still went to the park that day. You know, like they just bring their poncho and everything. But yeah, it barely rained.
Yeah, that's for real. And so everything was cool, right? There, I know there's been like a lot of protesting and stuff out there like that. There was none of that. You didn't see.
Yeah, none of that. Everything was good, bro. Like nice little trip, man. Disney.
Wait, protesting what? What they protesting in Orlando?
What was in the protest? Like a couple of weeks ago, when we were like before we did the episode, we saw that they had like Nazis were out there protesting. Like they were in masks and shit, but they had the swastikas.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right in
That's
front
right.
of the sign, like the Disney World.
Shoot, I would have been out there with them, boy.
Yeah, bro, the shoe was crazy.
But yeah, none of that. Everything was Gucci, bro. Like I said, Disney keeps everything down packed. Everything moves so smoothly, man. I guess they must be paying their employees a lot.
I mean, they're better with the money Disney got. They're better.
Yeah. So it was everything was smooth.
After when I see one of the Disney workers ruin somebody's like proposal, they must be getting paid bread, nigga.
Yeah, you see how he sprinted up on stage?
Bro, my son sprinted and said, down please. Down please.
Yeah, I seen that. That was crazy. That was fucked But yeah, so that was cool. Just wanted to touch down, see what the crowds out there is looking like, because it is summertime and all that. So it's interesting.
It's still dumb crowds, but like not as much as I anticipated. Cause
you know what? I went in April and I didn't feel like not this April, obviously, like last April, and I didn't feel as congested as I thought I would. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even though it's mad people, it's huge, it's so much space. You don't ever feel like you're like touching shoulders with people or nothing like that.
Yeah. Facts.
Definitely. Facts. All right, so let's talk about the playoffs. The playoffs definitely have made a lot of updates on this since last time we speak about the playoffs.
Celtics in 6.
So right now, Celtics in 6. Yeah,
you bugging.
Celtics in 6.
Warriors in 6.
Yeah,
I told people Celtics were going to win the first game. They thought I was tripping.
So all right, so let's see. So right now in the finals, we got the that reservation thing. I know what you're talking about. So right now in the finals, though, we got the Celtics and the Warriors, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people predicted, or some people wanted. Me personally, I wanted it to be the Heat, but I mean, I don't know. Jimmy Butler had other things on his mind that night when he was responsible for
glory on his mind. Jimmy Butler was going for glory.
Yeah, sure. He snapped with that shot.
It'd be a whole different story if he made the shot.
Yeah, exactly. So, so we got the Celtics and the Warriors. I personally don't really want to see the Boston Celtics win anything, so I'm kind of rooting for it. I think it'd be cool if Steph and them won.
What you got against the Celtics?
They in Boston.
Yeah, I don't like nothing. I don't like nothing Boston. I ain't gonna catch.
We from New York. That's what we got against the Celtics. We from New York, nigga.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Patriots, the Red Sox, none of them niggas.
Yeah, for real, bro.
I don't care.
Gangster.
Whoever their hockey team is.
I feel you, but I'm rooting for Jason Tatum and Ime Udoka and Jaylen Brown.
I want Jason
Why? Is it
Tatum.
because that's Kobe? Kobe's his favorite player. All of a sudden, everybody a Celtics fan.
No. I never root against black coaches. I never do. So if a black coach make it to the finals, he get at least get some of my support. Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
No, and touche. I fuck with you
because if Ime Udoka wins, then that's more chances for other black coaches.
NBA, they spoke about black coaches in the NBA. I think it's like half black coaches in the NBA now. So
I heard it's like 15 now or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they're starting to notice something. They're starting to notice that they're getting different results when they get the black coach involved.
That nigga Tyronn Lue.
Yeah. So what are some of you guys? Start with Dom. What's your expectations for this? What do you think is going to happen, or what do you want to happen?
I think Golden State is going to get the W. I want to say in 6 as well. I mean, you can't.
They're gonna lose in 6.
You can't bet against greatness, man. Look at Steph Curry. That man is the greatest shooter of all time. He's gonna snap.
He ain't never lose.
He lost, but.
So he gonna do it again.
If I was to compare this finals to another kind of finals, I would want to say this is close to when LeBron and the Heat faced off against Thunder when they had the young squad, because I feel like Celtics are still kind of young. But
I can see a point there. It's more like when the Spurs went against LeBron. It's more like
that's
because
close.
The Warriors are kind of
close.
Like at a point where the Spurs
Excitement wise, I agree with K.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Both examples is pretty good though. But
and then Jason Tatum, he on the rise.
But So, but I'm still going with Golden State Warriors. The chemistry that they got. The chemistry.
You about to explain, nigga?
The chemistry they got. They're previous champions. Look where they came from. Without Clay, they started without Clay. They got Clay. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't have Draymond. Got Draymond back.
But you want to know how they gonna get beat? You want to know how they gonna get beat? Clay Thompson ain't gonna remain hot. You know what I'm saying? Draymond, he getting older. I don't know if he. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's gonna happen with him. But Steph, he gonna overshoot it. Yeah. And the Celtics, their defense is
that's a good thing if Steph overshoots it, because you know he gonna make what 50%.
When Steph overshoots it, he starts breaking them like how he did when LeBron won. Yeah. Steph was halfway the reason the Warriors lost that.
Let me ask you this. So, Clay, what do you think? Who you going for? Honestly.
Well, I'm going for Golden State in 6 or 7, but either way, I just like Don, I can't see them losing.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying, that the Warriors have had enough. Yeah, they don't think they need no more. I don't think that's true. I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like niggas just be saying that.
It's because a lot of people
I would say they need to win this one to cement their glory. because all the other rings they got was with Kevin Durant. If they win this one without Kevin Durant, it makes them look more.
They got a ring
Not-
without
not
Kevin
all the-
Durant.
Yeah, they got a
They
ring
got
without-
one without Kevin Durant. They
Yeah.
got two
That's all
with
they
Kevin
need without
Durant.
Kevin Durant.
You know?
They can get another
So
one
I'm
without
saying
him.
if they get this one, it make them look more legit. Because a lot of people will say,
That
"Oh,
is true.
the Cavaliers won 100% when the Warriors won the first one." So and look how
That is
LeBron
true.
beat them when the Cavaliers were 100%. So they
Nah,
kind of need to win this one, I think. To further to like cement themselves. Yeah, I think
That's
so.
true.
Yeah, I mean, next game is Wednesday. The game last night was, I mean, I don't know, Boston did not show up for that one. I don't know what they
No, it was a
didn't.
close
And-
game between
wasn't close.
like
I
the
felt
first
like
three
things were like
quarters. It
20
was a close game.
It was only close for like halfway through the game. Third quarter,
Yeah.
the Warriors turned up just like they
Yeah,
just
lost
like
by
they
like 20
supposed to.
points, no?
Yeah, but the same thing happened in the first game. Fourth quarter, the Warriors were up by 20. They still lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand, nigga. I'm just
Yeah, but that's because
going on what
they had
happened
a
last
completely
night. I'm
different
just
third quarter the last game. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say though, the one thing that will kill the Warriors for them to lose, I feel like even in regards to the Celtics defense, they play immaculate defense. Their perimeter defenders are just crazy. It's mad props to Derek White especially. Everybody knows what Marcus Smart and the rest of them boys can do. on
Yeah,
the perimeter.
smart. Yeah.
But one thing I will say that's gonna kill the Warriors is not just Clay being cold, because he played great in the Dallas Golden State series.
Yeah.
He just been
But
playing like
he
shit
ain't
the last couple
100%
games.
yet. Yeah.
But if true. But if he's able to figure it out, you know what I'm saying?
But is
Whether
he
or
gonna
not,
do
I
that
think they'll
in the
be
next
all right.
five
But I
games?
think the real X factor is gonna be Jordan Poole, because
Oh yeah.
I
yeah,
noticed that
for sure.
the games were close. The game was
Mhm.
close, even with Steph Curry having a hot first quarter and a cold rest of the game. The game was close with Klay Thompson being cold, Draymond fucking it up, and Jordan Poole being cold. So as long as Draymond playing good defense and Jordan Poole is playing the way he's supposed to, and Steph Curry playing the way he's supposed to, Klay could play however the fuck he wants to. As long as he's playing decent perimeter defense, I think they'll be all right.
Well, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
All right,
well,
we got limited time, so we got to move it.
okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you jump to the next topic? Or we don't,
All right, so let's get into the entertainment talk. Let's talk about this the YSL takedown, the
Okay.
official YSL takedown. So
Official YSL takedown.
the update.
That's what they calling it now?
Yeah, that's what we calling it. YSL takedown. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
so take down, boy?
That's it. So Young Thug and Gunna's bond had been rejected. I guess his lawyer probably told him like, it's not even no point in doing this, trying this again.
I saw that.
Young Thug's lawyer continues to try to push for a bond, and last week finally the judge's final decision was, look, man, you're going to be in jail until your trial, January 23. So that's obviously a while. That's like six. That Thug is gone for the summer, the whole summer.
I don't even know if I'll be alive. So,
You know what I mean? Like, you never know what happens between now and then, but
Yeah.
So, so first off, we talked about this a lot, and there's not really there's more updates surrounding the situation than I think the actual situation as far as what's going on. But so just with what we know now, and we've seen a lot of the lyrics, particularly from songs like "Take This to Trial," used in the trial. So as we see, even if what it looks like is that lyrics are going to be a major factor in this situation. So
seems to be the only blood clot.
I don't think that's the case.
I don't think it's going to be.
Well, I'm exaggerating.
Yeah,
but anyway, we're gonna get to y'all. We're gonna see what everyone has to say. But so just that's the rundown. And basically, if lyrics are going to be a major factor in this situation, I think there's a lot of evidence there. Young Thug he has records on records of him. Yeah. Possibly, maybe or may not alluding to these crimes or this crime family that he's alleged to have. So what do y'all think? I'm gonna start with Kate first. First off, do you see Thug and Gunna? Do you see their careers make it out of this situation? Like, do you see them?
Well, are people gonna still be listening to their music through the 2030s and the 2040s?
I mean,
if the answer to that is yes, then yeah, But how
might
much
be away that long? So in other words, you feel like they might see at least 10 years from this situation?
I think so. That's what's looking, because look, most of the time with RICO cases, matter of fact, not most of the time, all the time with RICO cases, 12 don't hit nobody with that unless they have evidence. That's it. You know, the whole reading the lyrics thing, all they're doing is trying to paint a picture for the jury right now. They're just letting the jury know, like, look, this is who you're dealing with. So before y'all think these are just musical artists, we're going to show you that in their music, they're talking about the criminal enterprise that they're running. That's the point of them reading the music. They're not trying to use the lyrics to lock these niggas up. They're trying to use the lyrics to show that these guys are really, like, they live in it. He lives his words.
Do you think lyrics should be, or the songs in general, should be allowed to be used in any kind of way to prosecute these?
Okay, put it this way, right? If I shot somebody named Tim Johnson, right, and I get in the rap like, well, I shot that boy Tim and Jay. If 12 use those lyrics against me, I can't say they wrong because I really shot Tim and Jay. So if you really did something that you rapping about, it's kind of fair game. That's the way I see
let me ask you, and I'll ask all of y'all this question, but I'll start with you since you know. But so I guess what some people's argument is that, like, you know, just like you couldn't pull up an actor's movie in a court to use against him in a certain way, I guess what people are saying is that if your music is your art, and it's really it's up to the artist in their mind if they know what they're talking. Because for example, Taylor Swift, we all know Taylor Swift writes songs about her ex-boyfriends and all that stuff. Kanye West makes very specific music about people, and you know, so you know. But at the end of the day, it can be dismissed as art, depending on how you look at it.
Okay, but see, here's the thing, though, right? All right, let's say if I'm married and I got a wife and I'm cheating on her with I don't know, let's say what have been Saw Weedy. Let's say I'm cheating on my wife with Saw Weedy, right? And I make a song with Saw Weedy. I make a song with Saw Weedy called "Stepping Out." And then in the video, I set it up like it's my wife, and then she comes, she pulled me out the house. I'm like, girl, what you doing? Got me stepping out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I do all that, and then my wife bring that up to me, like, oh, what's this? If I look at it, like, it's just a song.
We talk about in the court of law. I don't know what you're talking about. In the court of law,
but see, the point that I'm making to you that is if you're really doing the things, there's nothing wrong with them being used as evidence. The same thing. Like,
you missed my point. We technically don't know.
You're saying it's dismissed as art. I get what you're saying. But what I'm telling you is that in RICO cases, they don't put that upon you unless they have evidence. They're using the music.
All right, let's try some. Clay, answer the question. Do you think that artists' lyrics or songs, whatever, that we are, like I said, we don't know. We know, but we don't know if these things are literal. Do you think they should be allowed to be used?
And you're saying only in the case if it's not literal?
No, I'm not even. I'm saying we don't know. Like, all right,
he's saying generally. He's saying we don't know whether they
like generally speaking.
I'll use an example. You have a song called Hati, right? We, without discussing what the song is, we understand what the subject matter is, right? Of the song, we all understand that. Let's say you was in a state that was so against the subject matter of this song that you got arrested or whatever. Do you think it would be fair for prosecutors to bring up the song Hati in court and be like, well, this nigga clearly about that life, you know what I'm saying? When you could clearly be like, yo, nigga, just because you see this in the video and the song,
when it comes to discussing, now I see what your point is, and that is a valid point. And in that circumstance where if you're just talking about the life, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't use, you know, the way you're using the music to describe your environment or what's going on in your environment or however you tell it, they can't use that as evidence. But if
can I ask the question?
Wait, let him finish.
Hold on, Casey. Hold on. If somebody has a song out, because there's very limited amount of artists that are known for having actual diss songs where we know they're blatantly talking about somebody, right?
Yeah.
If there's a diss song or a song where we know it's a diss song and it correlates with something that ends up being brought up in court, then absolutely they can use that as evidence. And the only reason why I have this perspective on it, damn, who got this shit on? That's mad fucking loud. But the reason why I have that perspective on it is because shout out to Hassan Campbell. I've actually been watching a lot of his, like, you know, videos on YouTube. I don't know if y'all know about Hassan Campbell, but he talks about all this shit that we talk about.
I heard the name.
The one perspective that he gave on it was like, yo, all this drill music shit is cool. And yeah, they don't got to use it in court. A lot of it, you know, you can't really use in court. But for the ones where, you know, it's so blatant that it's clear as day that somebody committed a crime, they're talking about the crime bar for bar.
Mitch caught a body about a week ago.
To the point where it's damn near like almost embarrassing. I don't even know if that's just what I'm saying for lack of better words, but you got to think about the parents or family of the person who's deceased that has to listen to that song every fucking day on the radio and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So when it gets to that deep, I'm with it being used in court because again, like if you're gonna catch a body, nigga, have your street smarts, nigga, and don't bring it to light. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
And I guess that's kind of what Casey was trying to say, is that like if you can somewhat prove that it is a real thing that happened.
Yeah. Sometimes it's really blatant, but I ain't gonna lie. Most of the time, judges are reaching like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, you know, using songs just because they're talking about violence or talking about, and that should not be used in court. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, right? It's one thing, say if a rapper says like, "Oh, I killed somebody in San Diego," and all of a sudden the police are bringing them in for a random murder in San Diego.
Right.
Well, that's not the case.
But that's not the case here. Word. They're literally bringing up the song Fox 5 saying
them bloods on 2nd Street at 3 p.m. Like rappers be doing that, and then people are like, "Oh, it's just art." No, he's telling you something specific.
That is blatant. But when they're sitting there trying to put the Fox 5 song that Lil Keed R.I.P. and Gunna made, and where Gunna was like, I got 10 100-round choppers. Why is that being used for evidence? Everybody says that shit.
That's not being used for evidence. It's being used to paint the picture. You see what I'm saying? That
I know, but in that regard, I think the judge is dragging.
Things that are being used for evidence are things like them talking about Lil Duke is rolling 60s, like shouting out their affiliations and all that. Because
that's all being used for evidence.
No, but that's what I'm trying to tell you, Casey. They're using that bar that has nothing to do with anything. They're using that as evidence too.
Well,
that's why they won't get this nigga out parole. Because he said he got 10 100-round choppers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So with situations like that, I think it's fine for them to use it as evidence. I mean, like,
think it's fine.
I think it's fine, bro. If you gonna
really,
really
even get both sides, Mendel said it's fine.
Yeah, if you gonna really go out there and do it, and then you're gonna rap about it.
Do you really have 10 100-round choppers?
And think that it's not gonna be used against, and you get mad that it's getting used against you as evidence? Like, first of all, you look real guilty. You feel me? Like, guilty. Because you gotta remember, all the people are arguing it because it can only be used as evidence, right? It's not saying that you're guilty or not. They're just using it as evidence so that the jury,
they're leaving it to the jury.
Yeah, you feel me? So if you're like,
they're painting the picture so that when they present the evidence, that the jury don't have the idea, like, okay, maybe these guys are just trying to take care of their families, Like, nah.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Nah.
And each of you can individually answer. Knowing what we all know, which I all just said, y'all answers. Remember, you said it's fine. They should use it. Say y'all are part of this jury, and it's time to vote. And remember, this is supposed to be based off of the evidence.
Innocent.
Listen. Oh, so that's you'd vote you instantly?
Free Thug and Gunna, boy. Freedom boys.
This nigga.
Okay. So what about you?
What's up, boy? We need that music.
I ain't gonna lie. Based on the lyrics that they bringing up in court, freedom guys. I ain't gonna hold you.
You said based off the lyrics?
I'm just saying freedom guy like the music.
Based on the lyrics that I've heard that they brought up in court against these niggas, except that one that they kind of was, you know what I'm saying? They were saying it was about YFN's family.
Wait, hold on. Do you know that there's a whole lyric that they brought up about Young Thug talking about shooting at this nigga's mom?
Yeah.
I remember we literally was talking about that the other day. I know, but then I was thinking about it. I'm like, bro,
chop up your kids.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, but he didn't say who. We don't know who he talking about.
Oh, but
but let's be honest, like if for some
reason,
Don,
like that's what I'm trying to tell you, Don. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The nigga had one bar. I get it. Most niggas in the street will know, but if it's like, yo, if he's not blatantly describing shit and then saying, yo, I'm gonna kill your mom, bro, you can't use it as evidence, bro.
But if you actually shoot at somebody's mom, they rap about shooting at somebody's mom. It's like, whose mom could you be talking?
My thing is
right. You can talk about anybody's mama.
That's what I'm saying. My thing is they described it, and the hit came. I think it was YFN's mom. That's who they beefing with, and if they didn't know,
reach. That sounds like a reach.
And also, like, okay, when Dolphins say he had sex with somebody's baby mama by mistake, we all know who he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? When Dolph say them things like that.
I don't know who he was talking about.
So you don't have to.
I don't know.
Who the fuck was he talking about? Because I don't know.
He talking about Gotti, clearly.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Well, you don't know that, nigga. You ain't know Dolph before you pass.
Listen,
how you know that?
But
if you look into it, it's obvious.
The thing is,
man,
the thing with these niggas is that they don't leave nothing, nothing to the imagination or no.
Boom.
Because for example, like Clay, the example Clay just used. It'd be one thing if, like, nigga just made a song and said, "Oh, we shot at somebody's baby mama," right? But
somebody's
lied.
moms.
Y'all let it know clearly the people that you have clear problems with. Y'all make that known very clear. So once people
shout out your man on the east side,
and then someone that you stated you have clear problems with, their mother was recently shot at. Then all of a sudden, the next couple of days in the song, you say we shot at the nigga baby mama.
Bro, the man
not-
has an interview
like,
where he literally says the only reason he ain't killed Gucci yet is because he respects how that man be with his mom and his kids. He literally said that. He said I would have been put hands on him. Don't be not respect what he do with his mom and his kids. I got photos of his kids on my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is legit what this man was saying in the interview.
This nigga's guilty, bro.
There's like no element.
The man talked like a mob boss.
That's what they're trying to say he is.
If they
I have pictures of his children.
And then when they went into interviews, they was like, nah, that's just. But when they go into interviews, they sell out the same way they do on the song.
Don't say he wish him the best, boy. Don't say he'll win. And when he got locked up, he said free him. He said free all. I don't want to see nobody get locked up.
Now Gunna, for me, Gunna's a different story.
I feel like Gunna might actually get out.
He may get out. He gonna get out. Young Thug is slayed, bro. That man snitched on himself way too many times in these records,
get DS Forever too.
Gunna may get out.
I'm trying to hear Slime season 3. Or Slime season 4? Which one?
Go hear that shit on the prison phone.
Go hear that. I'm trying to hear that Slime.
Yeah, bro. Listen. I ain't gonna cap. As long as they get him a studio in there, I don't care where he get locked.
The nigga gonna be rapping through prison phone.
Hold on, nigga. You forgot we in America. They're not gonna treat him like Vibes.
Yeah, come on, son. That's why people be tripping, bro. If y'all go like Melly,
he not getting the Vibes Cartel treatment, my nigga. They do not fuck with niggas up here like that.
YNW Melly because they won't give him a studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, or even just have a white dude come in with a laptop and a mic once a week, bro. It's therapeutic.
All I can say is that he probably has a lot of unreleased songs that he can now.
Yeah. But sorry. But all right. But on another note, y'all don't think it's kind of wrong that a place that's supposed to be a supposedly about rehabilitation doesn't allow people therapeutic?
You making the same music that got you in trouble in the first place is not really
for real.
Right.
Nigga be catching charges in prison about niggas he about to shank.
I just made me a shake the other day.
I just made me a shake the other day.
Stop doing this.
Like, stop it, nigga.
Real talk though, like I said, I think Gunna is straight. Like, if I was the jury, Gunna's not guilty. Like, I'm not, but
nah, bro. I feel like they're gonna throw
Young Thug is guilty as fuck, bro.
Because look, the way how they looking at it, if they let Gunna go, right, that's like letting the capo go. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got Don Vito and you gonna let Michael go. You can't.
Gunna not guilty.
You know, because they probably think of like, oh, he gonna become the head honcho if we let him go. You know, which probably will happen. He is the head honcho of YSL. Yeah, he was the right hand man next to Gunna.
Maybe.
Right.
I mean, next to Thug, or maybe Duke was the right hand man more.
Let me ask y'all this before we move on. Do y'all think that, regardless of how this goes, either way, do y'all think that it will change how because there's a lot of trap rappers. Do you think it'll change how they approach their music and what they say and don't say?
Yes and no. Some of them it will, some of them it won't. The smarter ones, they're gonna be more vague. They're gonna leave out specifics. But the ones that don't care, they're gonna do the same thing.
Still gonna be a lot of niggas that don't care, bro. It's gonna be these niggas.
Oh, yeah.
They clearly they don't give a fuck, bro.
Cause like Lil Baby, I don't think they ain't get a Lil Baby, man. You listen to Lil Baby music, he don't say specific things. Like you don't say affiliation. Lil Baby
don't even curse.
Yeah,
Smart.
Yeah, cause he's smarter. You know, he make it more vague. They get specific. Like they get scarily specific sometimes. You know, Lil Duke rolling 60s.
Idiots, bro.
Like, yo, why do I need to know this? I don't need to know what Crip said Lil Duke is part of. You know what I mean? Once I seen him with the blue rap,
niggas don't even need to know.
You know what I mean? I need to know. And then Gunna make sure he lets you know Lil Duke is rolling 60s on the Ski song. He makes sure he lets you know too. So we got two different songs and made at two different times talking about the same guy is rolling 60s.
Now they go pick up Lil Duke for just being rolling 60.
What the fuck is this?
You know what I'm saying?
See, dumb shit like that get motherfuckers knocked up.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they do. Mitch called about a week ago.
So like we were talking about earlier, or we mentioned earlier, there's several situations kind of somewhat connected to, but outside of this situation that have occurred. This is kind of crazy. Like, so we got Lil Key's death the other day, which happened. And so last night, or I think yesterday, or maybe it was even Saturday night, we found out day after that Trouble, who was a very close associate of Young Thug and YSL, I don't think he was part of actual YSL.
No, because then he wouldn't have did a song with Jeezy if he did.
No.
He got
so Trouble was found dead from gunshot wounds. stories coming out now saying that he was involved with a female, and while he was with this female, another gentleman came inside the house and shot him. I'm assuming it was probably another lover of hers, or maybe her.
Yeah, I heard it was a man's. Like it was the.
But yeah,
I heard the dude used to be like Waka Flocka and them. The dude who it was, I can't remember. His name was like Jay something.
He used to
be like Waka Flocka. No, that's why I heard. Like he used to be a Waka Flocka, or he used to be Slim Duncan, not Waka Flocka, Slim Duncan.
For real?
Slim Duncan.
All that shit, especially out there in Atlanta, all that shit is like is linked. All them niggas.
Yeah. But he was part of more so Slim Duncan's camp.
Yeah, so I have my reservations about that, and if it's like a real shooting or not, or if it's connected to anything. But so that happened, and we have another situation last night. Metro Boomin, who's obviously a close producer and associate of YSL Young Thug, his mother was murdered by her boyfriend in a murder-suicide situation where he killed himself after.
Yeah, murder-suicide.
What do y'all think? Y'all think this is just Young Thug's bad luck trickling down, or y'all think this?
I think it's a lot of situations that just happen close to each other.
Yeah, I think it's just coincidence.
Young Thug didn't really have no control over the emotional states of the dude that shot Trouble and Metro Boomin's stepdad. No, let me not go with that.
The Metro Boomin situation, that's just some unfortunate shit that happened. Yeah. The Trouble situation, I believe, man, like. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that.
Y'all don't see the common link though.
What do you mean?
You got people ending up dead because you got two dudes who are being suckers over women.
Well, yeah, I seen that. I mean that's
a common link between the two of these situations. How the hell you gonna kill the man mama and then kill yourself? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you're right. I didn't get the correlation there, but
all the way from where they live all the way to Atlanta. I think he's from Memphis or something like that.
Wait, what?
It was like a 5-hour drive. His mom used to
niggas was that mad.
To get around
that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like his mom, he close with his mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? She supported his dream.
Yeah, I don't think he hasn't released no statement or he hasn't said nothing yet.
He's probably not. Probably not for a while.
If it just happened a day or so ago,
you probably see like an interview with him and Charlamagne where he just like talk about it. He cried and all that. You know, probably something like that.
But with all these situations and I hate to say it, bro. Like, well, besides the Metro Boomin, I feel like that is a separate situation. But the Trouble situation, I feel like, bro, you don't see stuff like these happening with country music people. You don't see, unless I'm not hearing it.
You probably just don't hear about it.
You don't see stuff like this happening with just straight pop music people. It's just the rap community people, bro.
But you want to know why that is, EJ? Because rappers are real gangsters. Well, some of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's why.
But here's my thing though. I respect being a gangster and all that shit like that, 100%. But I don't think shooting a nigga over a woman should be part of being a gangster. Or I don't think that should.
No, but okay, let me be more specific. Like the outlawish kind of thinking. Like I'm handling this
gangster card. You know, like
that's why I say I put gangster in quotations. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really a sucker move what he did it for. If that's what he did it for.
If Trouble probably didn't present himself as a gangster or a thug or whatever it is, maybe he might not be in that situation. Dude would have called him, probably would have gave him the hands type shit.
And bro, sometimes you never know what happens with behind things. Maybe dude hit up Trouble and was like, yo, that's my girl, bro, that you messing with. And Trouble's like, nigga, so I don't give a damn if that's your girl.
And I
said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know.
Like, I don't think the situation was my man's literally just busting the house and started shooting. Yeah. I feel like there was probably
this sounds like a crime of passion.
Trouble was like, not exactly healing to the dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's possible.
They said domestic when I see it.
Buddy a snitch.
But let me. I'm gonna double down on what I said, bro. I don't hear none of this shit with country music, bro. Because if so, we would have seen this shit in the headlines, bro. Like it would be big. Some shit like that.
Trouble ain't the biggest rapper out there.
Yeah, he's not. He had a moment and then he kind of just fell to the streets.
Yeah,
he fell to the streets.
Like underground. Like I don't mean he fell to the streets like he became a dope dealer, but like underground rapper.
Kind of like OJ the Juice Man, or say like a Young Scooter.
You know that's not to me. That's not even just that. I feel like there's a group of within rap itself. There's also the subgroup of trap rappers, then the subgroup of Atlanta trap rappers. But within all of that, I feel like there's specifically a subgroup that is like they still linked to the streets. They don't really too much care about a rap career. It don't really it's not really.
They've been getting money from the streets.
It's not like a standard, like a it's not something they need.
It's a mix.
Yeah,
it's a mix. It's a mix of niggas like that, and it's a mix of niggas who's actually trying to stay relevant in the music game, but they don't ever take the time out to educate themselves. So every day somebody taking advantage of them.
All right,
I've seen it.
Speaking of which, like I know, I've been watching that whole Young Jock interview on Vlad TV, and the stories this niggas is telling is amazing. And it's like from the shit that he said, you could tell Young Jock was the prime example of one of those artists that, like you said, just
got swallowed by the system,
taking advantage of him and stuff like that because he didn't really know too much at the time, and because he was like we signed to this nigga signed to a manager, so.
Especially in them days, like 0506. Huh? That's especially in them days, like 0506. I heard the contracts in them days was terrible.
It was a lot more prominent.
Everything was about the ringtones and all that then. So they want everybody to have a hot single that had the kids dancing.
Facts. But yeah, so I just thought those situations were somewhat connected, or that it was interested that all this weird stuff would be happening around the Young Thug situation. But we're definitely going to stay up to date on that. We probably won't hear nothing else.
R.I.P. to both parties for real, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. to both parties.
It actually sucks. Keep saying R.I.P. to all these rappers, bro, because like that's
it really does, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
R.I.P. to Trouble, R.I.P. to Metro Mama.
Yeah, that's a real
that killed Thingy Lil Ho.
Yeah, man. Which these are all situations which we're going to talk about soon because we're about to get into like a heavy. We don't got that much time. We probably got like 20 minutes at most, but we we're going to talk about this gun violence stuff because this like I couldn't even like fit all the gun situations that happened in the last week into this. This whole episode would have been
a whole lot of guns.
Whole lot of guns, man.
Yeah, for real.
So moving on, we're gonna let's talk first about before we talk about the guns. Let's talk about this Johnny Depp thing because I want to end with the guns. Johnny Depp won his defamation trial with his ex-wife Amber Heard, so shout out to him for that. And he was awarded $15 million. I think the jury did some weird shit where he has to pay her like $5 million out of the $15 million, some shit like that.
How does that even work?
How's that work?
I have no idea.
$15 million.
But the jury obviously was kind of like, you could tell they didn't want it too much.
We can't have her going broke now.
They didn't, yeah, because I mean, the trial proved a lot of things. First off, I don't think Amber Heard has that much money, and I think she obviously, at one point they were trying.
I mean, the biggest movie she did was the Aquaman movie, wasn't it?
Well, that's what I was about to get into. So at one point, the trial, she was trying to prove that Johnny Depp did not have any hand in her getting roles, right? And so they had to talk to different people. And mind you, the way court works, as long as you're on the stand and you bring up a specific name of a person, if your lawyers or the opposing side's lawyers wants to reach out to that person to be a part of the trial and testify, it could happen. There was a situation where Johnny Depp was accused in like tabloids back in the 90s. Him and Kate Moss, which is a supermodel, and his ex-wife were in Jamaica, and people claimed that he pushed her down a flight of stairs. Ooh. Amber Heard's lawyers, I'm sure, told her several times, do not bring this situation up. Specifically, do not mention Kate Moss's name. Amber Heard on the stand brings up the situation and name drops Kate Moss. Immediately in the next date for the trial, Kate Moss was able to oversee.
Damn.
And nowadays too, everything is you can do shit through Zoom and all.
Yeah, Zoom. You get somebody on that stand on a Zoom call, boy.
Yeah, niggas don't even have to come to the actual stand.
You can snitch all the way from Japan.
Kate Moss was like in England and all that, and so she came on, and they asked her straight up, did any of that happen? Kate Moss said, no, Johnny Depp did not push me down those stairs in Jamaica. It was raining heavily, and I slipped down those stairs. In fact, Johnny Depp came and lifted me up off the ground and brought me upstairs to safety after I slipped.
Wait, so could they have still brought Kate Moss in if she had said, say if she didn't say her name, and he said, he likes to push women downstairs?
That's a good question. Had she had just said, because why she was explaining this because I don't remember if she was being cross-examined or if it was her lawyers, but she was explaining why she was so afraid of her life at a time when she had to.
She's not a good actor.
No, and which I'm gonna get into also. Why she had to defend herself against Johnny, and she begins to cry and say like, when in this moment I began to think about Jamaica and the stairs and Kate Moss.
Okay.
As soon as she said Kate Moss, it was like, okay, well, and you can literally see Johnny Depp's lawyers like
yeah, gotcha, bitch.
And then her lawyers like, and so that almost automatically made her look like a straight up liar. She lied about several other things. She said she wasn't fucking James Franco. They have her on camera with James Franco coming into the elevator in her Johnny Depp's condo, and they're cuddling in the elevator. So right there, that proves she was lying about that.
That's
They're
crazy.
kind of making her look even beyond the lie. They're kind of making her look like she's an unreliable narrator, even more deeper, deeper
that is
than
how
lie.
Johnny Depp won.
Yeah.
Ironically, how he won this case.
Yeah.
Not Kate Moss, but Amber Heard's entire defense just proved she is an unreliable and
unreliable narrator. Yeah.
And yeah, and so the case got to this point now, and they brought in actually because she's trying to prove the point that no, Johnny Depp did not help me get any roles. I'm a good actor. So they brought in the executive producer of DC, DC Studios or whatever they call their shit. And he said on camera, he's like, yo, we had to reshoot at some point where her and Jason Momoa, we had to shoot scenes 1,000 times because the chemistry between them was just not working. Like her acting a positive him was just terrible. Like it was not good. They showed polls that they took of viewers of these things. They have like screenings and shit of people rating Amber Heard's rating down all the way down.
Yeah.
Everyone. And,
she got that Lifetime Movie Network acting, boy. That's what she got.
And so obviously she won the trial, and obviously Johnny Depp won the trial, and the whole point was that she shouldn't have written the op-ed piece that she wrote for the New York Times, whatever it was, or LA Times, whatever the fuck. And she didn't specifically name drop Johnny Depp, but everyone knows that was her ex-husband, so that's how this whole thing even started. And now and from what I'm hearing now, she doesn't even have the 10 million or whatever it is that she's supposed to pay this guy. So I don't know how that even works.
That's what I'm saying. How does that even work?
They put her on a payment plan.
Yeah. She gonna have to, but Johnny Depp definitely owed because he lost a lot of money.
They cut her role significantly in the new Aquaman. I heard she's only got like 8 minutes of screen time or some shit like that.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So I mean, look, everyone's gonna have their opinion on this thing, and I feel like obviously depending on if you're a man or a woman and how you feel about that whole situation,
Don't none of that matter to me here.
But I feel like where Amber Heard fucked up is that she took a situation that she didn't think would blow up and be put under a magnifying glass, and it proved that sometimes when you put certain shit under a magnifying glass, you're gonna find out the real truth about things. You know what I'm saying? Like
she added the wrong chemical to the mix.
Yeah. And man or woman, regardless of who you are, I feel like if you're in a situation where you feel like someone's accusing you of something you didn't do, you should speak up about it and make it be known. A lot of niggas don't got Johnny Depp's money, so they're not gonna have that kind of defense.
Yeah.
But but I feel like at least he stood up for himself. And then there's a lot of situations where in Hollywood and stuff like that where guys were accused of stuff. Obviously, the accusations were true.
I think it's also because Amber Heard's kind of a nobody.
Yeah, that too.
I think it's also true. She was somebody with more of a name. This probably would have been a little more. And also, she was a better actor because her acting is just so. It's just.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that was the update on that. I don't know if anybody has any comments, questions, or anything. We could talk about it real quick. Other than that, I just want to give an update. Nope. All right. So, we keep moving.
Shout out to Johnny Depp.
Get Johnny Depp back on Disney, my nigga.
Facts.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to Johnny Depp. All right, so let's talk about this gun stuff. So we've got two situations here. Before we even talk about the Texas situation, which we're going to close out with, let's talk about these two situations with a 12-year-old and a 15-year-old. So first off, there's a video circling the internet of a 12-year-old robbing some sort of convenience store or gas station at gunpoint, straight up.
Seen that.
Letting off a shot. That's one thing. Other story circulating right now is about a 15-year-old out of Texas who was caught by police and arrested trying to recruit other members of his school for a school shooting that they were preparing to go down with.
What the
then, like I said, we all got the Texas situation. So before we even get into any specifics on that, we start with Clay. What do you think? How do you feel about this gun situation and how guns are getting in the hands of certain people? Like, what do you think about it?
I think there needs to be stricter laws, and not just stricter laws in terms of age. I think, even though nobody's gonna believe shit that comes out of this motherfucker's mouth, he actually said something smart. Joe Biden actually said in his address the other day, after everything's been happening, that there should be what they call like red flag laws, or like some type of laws in place where even if nothing happens and nobody dies, just if authorities find out about a situation about someone underage getting a gun out of like a safety box or whatever that wasn't like stored away properly while only the owner has access to it, you can like serve time for that or some shit like that. Like, I just think we need more stricter things and more stricter laws in place, and also laws that make sense. Like, there's no reason why in Texas a motherfucker who's 18 can literally walk into a store and buy an assault rifle, but you need to be 21 and be registered to buy a pistol. That makes no fucking sense. So we just need shit to make sense, bro.
That is stupid.
That's pretty.
We need shit to make sense.
We know Texas has pretty stupid laws, but go ahead.
I mean, that's just one state. It's like that in a lot of states. Here in New York, my nigga, I could go to a fucking place over in Walden up here, upstate New York, and get a 22, my nigga. But if I want a pistol, I gotta go through mad different registration forms and shit like that. And niggas want to know how many speeding tickets I got. That shit don't make no sense.
Don,
yeah, Florida, you just go to the gun show.
Go ahead.
Don, what you think? What do you think about this gun situation?
Yeah, man. Clearly, it's clear as day. Something needs to be done about guns. Like, I know people say that it's not the guns that kill people, it's the people that kill people. But I mean, obviously, people are using the guns to kill people. So we got to do something about it. And like, I want to see that they're actually trying to do something about it, not just, you know what I'm saying, just letting it continuously happen. Because America's not the only country that has guns. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's other countries that have guns. I don't know what their laws are.
Let me ask you,
they got better laws in
Let me ask you this before we get to Casey real quick. So like you said, like, America's obviously by far not the only country that has guns, right? You could even go as far as to say there are other countries, especially more impoverished countries, where it's even easier to get your hands on certain, right? Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, right, and this is my opinion, that proves to me that guns is furthermore not the issue, because those people in those countries have fingers, just like everybody in America. They got brains that know how the guns work, how to load them, clean them, all that shit, right? But in other countries like Haiti, Jamaica, even in Italy, wherever you want to go, you don't hear about kids literally taking assault rifles into their classrooms and shooting 6-year-olds, 5-year-olds. So for me, that shows it's clearly a mental illness issue with people in America for some reason, and not just a situation where, we could easily get our hands on a gun, because everybody could easily get their hands on a gun. You know what I'm saying? As long as you have, I tell you right now, if you want some street shit, $500 can get you a gun. Not one that's going to wipe out a whole classroom or some shit like that probably, but you can do some damage with $500 if you get your hands on a weapon. And so that's where for me it's like, okay, we could, and I do want to see them, be proactive and do something, because like Clay said, an 18-year-old should not the day after his birthday be able to walk into wherever he got them guns and get them or order them online, whatever, especially without a proper, why do you need these guns, whatever. But at the end of the day, people,
bro, all they do, they scan your ID. You don't got no feds.
Yeah, that's crazy. But at the end of the day, if you have the mindset of someone that's gonna go do something like that, you're gonna find some way to do something. You know what I mean? Like, it might not be that, but you're gonna find some way to do something. Yeah. So, like, in my opinion, I just feel like mental illness is more of a thing, and that if they try to, because most of these people show signs. For example, with this kid, a lot of people they interviewed said they known him from elementary, he would hurt animals. He would hurt cats, dogs. And they tell you one of the first signs of people.
The serial killers, they kill animals and all that. They kill
animals. Yeah. There's no reason why a young child would want to hurt an animal. If you have that in your mindset as a young child, something's wrong. There has to be something wrong. And that's one of the main things I think people ignore, because we don't want to, when we say kids, we don't want to say, oh, that kid is crazy. That kid, he's going to grow to be a murderer. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to do that. So when kids do certain things.
But we need to be honest about the potential.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You've been honest about that.
But with children,
you're showing psychological signs of the school shooter.
You got some people who are so like children are innocent to them, which children are. Most children, 90% of children are innocent, don't know nothing.
Allegedly.
You don't want to say, oh, this child, it has the potential even to be a serial killer. Which,
like I said, we need to be honest about it. But listen, your kid is showing the same psychological graph. We even scanned his brain. His brain waves matches the dude that shot up the. If all that matches up, but listen, we got to call Eckhart Tolle. We got to call whoever. You know what I'm saying?
But see, Jordan Peterson. A lot of the times it be the parents of that kid who's in denial because they want their kid to be looked at normal so bad that they ignore all the signs.
You got some
You know what I'm
parents that
saying?
won't even
I see
accept
parents
Can I
do it
get
all the
my
time. I work
solution?
for why?
diagnosed for their
I see-
kid, much less.
Yeah.
Can I get my solution? Because see, if you look at it, the psychological part of it, while that to me that's the true solution, that's more of a long-term thing that like, cause how people talking, they want this to come to an end within like now, like as soon as possible. So to me, the only way that is more guns, weapons training. You know, we need to have a special unit of the military where we have a team at each public school, every single one. It needs to be
You know how much money that's gonna cost, Reggie?
That's what I'm saying. That's
You know how much money that's gonna cost, Reggie?
What do we want? That's the question.
Then
we
we gonna have
this is the
we gonna-
at the school.
We're gonna have a different issue after that. But
That's what I'm saying.
other countries gonna take.
That's
take
why
us to
most states
go off.
That's why most states are saying they about to just train the teachers how to shoot. So if
Teachers
God
don't
forbid
that.
anything,
Listen, have its own militia. Every state should have its own militia.
Why that makes
But
no sense?
The teachers. Don't
it makes no
Let's
sense. I don't
take
think it makes
out-
sense.
They train police officers, just like with this situation. You could train whatever, like, okay. Do you think every police officer that signs up to be a police officer thinks or tells himself in his head, yeah, I'm going to end up having to shoot me a nigga? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to shoot somebody. I'm going to give you a shoot.
But if you're part of the
9%
squadron that's
just
meant to
like
defend schools from school shooters, you gonna know.
How much you hold on. Just like you, no matter how many teachers you train to be up at the waist, pull it out. I promise you, bro. I put on my mama. 9 times out of 10, any of them teachers, once a real situation goes down, they're gonna freeze. They're gonna fold. They're gonna either run out the classroom and
They're gonna fold.
or they're gonna fold. They're gonna straight up fold. I'll be nervous or some shit because, bro, especially.
Teacher, yeah.
They can't have an assault rifle in every classroom. They might give the teachers a little tool, a little Glock, you know what I'm saying?
It's a 5-man team at each school.
Yeah,
like a
sure,
5 to
yeah.
10 man team at each
Five,
school.
ten, that's too much money, bro.
You talking about a 5? You talking about basically SWAT team training 5 to 10 niggas.
Well, I'm saying
That's a lot of schools, bro.
Possible if every state has a militia.
But I like what I like the idea. I'm thinking more of like
Then what can stop it?
one armed guard, or like they're technically a teacher but not a teacher, and they have an assault rifle.
But you realize that what Jay just explained is still in account. That's why I said
but they're like military. You got to be ex-military or veteran or somebody to get that job, and they got to pay their ass.
You never gotta go to that. You never gotta go that deep, bro. We have cops that be fucking not doing anything but beating their meat all day until they want to go catch somebody for a speeding ticket. Post them niggas asses up at the fucking
usually
niggas
are.
will run.
They have-
Bro,
they're
you
school-
saw
they're
the
school
same
cops.
Situation. Some of these same cops, they did not. When the nigga was bucking off shots, they would not go in there to go get them.
Yeah.
They were scared.
Yeah, them niggas
But
getting sued. I
But
don't
a
know if y'all
group
seen,
of
but
5
the
to 10
town
were
getting sued for
specially
that.
trained for that situation. I feel like they would more so handle that.
You
They'd be
said
able
they
to-
was.
I think
trained.
one with an
It don't
assault.
matter. You supposed to be trained for that situation. You a fucking cop.
I think
No,
one.
you
cops
supposed to be
trained for all that, bro. Cops-
Hostages,
cops
all
job
that shit.
encompasses so much that that specific doesn't count. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking. That's the reason why in the Army they have the special forces separate from like the Army and the actual military. They have a group of guys like them dudes that got Obama. They're specially trained to swim underwater like they did. Specially trained to aim like they did.
Yeah,
Special
that's what I'm
training.
saying. I like what you're saying, but 5 is too much. I think 1 is fine enough. That's possible. 1 is
Look,
possible.
look all the
5
money
is
we
OD.
dump into the military anyway.
Yeah,
You know
5
what
is
I'm
OD.
saying? You know, Khalim and Shaw might have to have a little less, but our country would be safe. You know,
Well, I
divide
mean,
them tax
one-
dollars.
I feel like one shooter or whatever is not. I don't
If
know.
they train,
I
you
feel
see,
He ain't gonna go for a
you
fight
see that
against
one
a
shooter who
fight
walked
with
into the store, how
special
trained he was.
team.
Imagine military training, like
walked into the store. What store?
the kid who shot up the
The
store.
one that
He's
happened
the
up in
Buffalo.
That man ain't missed one time. Imagine having somebody trained, like
Boy, and that's
you
what I'm saying.
bop,
Especially trained,
one shot the nigga out.
especially trained, a part of the New York
kid.
military.
I'm talking about.
You don't remember
it's
the
actually
shooting we
You
seen
talking about
in
the dude that shot in
Buffalo?
Buffalo?
it's a morbid
2
example.
weeks
Oh, that
But-
nigga.
Yeah, it's a morbid example, but he went in there and he didn't miss no shots. Imagine a dude, one person like that,
Especially
trained,
trained.
especially trained.
He was going to bet. The niggas, his versus opponent was a bunch of 67-year-old black people.
Yeah,
And
I know.
boom,
Right.
and Jay hit the nail on the head right there. These dudes, they don't ever want to fight. That's why I think if there's a 5 to 10 man specially trained team,
That's not
part
gonna
of
my
the
happen.
nigga,
That's
you
not
said
gonna
it's
happen.
5 to 10.
But
Clearly,
you
there's
keep
a whole
saying it's
argument
5 to
about
10,
nobody
Five to
was-
especially
10.
trained. That shit costs millions of dollars. You know that, right?
It's not gonna
Right.
happen. There's no way
Why
they're
would
gonna
it
do that.
cost millions of dollars?
Get the
Why
money.
would
Let's
call
say
it?
money's not even the issue.
If them dudes are getting paid like
Obviously,
National
no nigga-
Guard, they'll do that. You know, there's people that do it for that.
No niggas gonna go into a school with 5 to 10 niggas, army trained SWAT niggas in there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it's too good to be true. That'd be too like.
Yeah.
Right.
That's. I mean, that would be
gonna
lovely,
hold you.
but they not
It'd be
gonna.
great.
It would never. That
Man,
would never
Man,
happen.
look, it's possible.
I'm not gonna hold you. Just
Look at
driving
how America
past,
spend money. America got money. It's possible.
bro. But let me tell you something, Jay, because
Go ahead,
Jay has a
Tom,
point.
what
They
Just
can do it.
driving past or
Mr.
even
Trump
walking
can get
through an
done.
elementary school. Hear me out, dog. Walking through an elementary school, my nigga, and even seeing an armed police officer seems like it's not even right, bro. So imagine
This world
5.
not even right. That's what we talk. That's where we at. We need to when we dealing with things that ain't right. We might have an answer or a solution.
Yeah,
that
I
ain't
don't
right.
care about the not right part of it because
Yeah.
if I'm
It ain't right when a
if
kid
I'm
get
parent,
blown up. Shit.
If I'm a parent, I have a kid. I'd want to see some type of protection.
Boom.
A school
I feel
cop
safe dropping my kid out of school
a school
without
cop won't do
militia.
it because you see,
Yeah,
I
school
see,
cop ain't gonna do shit.
I see
Yeah.
school cops at
So
every.
school
Come on,
cop
man.
or school
Y'all know
security. Is that what y'all
when we
saying?
No,
Man, fish
I'm talking about
was
the
good, man.
You
I'm talking
talking
about the
about?
actual fucking city. I'm talking about the city police. Nigga.
Yeah,
I'm talking
no,
about them
at-
niggas.
When we was in high school,
Man, you rate the police way higher than I don't think you
At-
understand. Police get the most basic of basic training.
Yeah,
When it
that's what I'm
comes to
saying.
weapons
So
and
at
militia
Troy
and
School,
military tactics and all that.
at Troy School,
I'm
there's
talking
there's
about
like
something
a.
that's feasible. I'm talking about something that's feasible and that can happen tomorrow. I'm not. That's why y'all talking
And
about
that's the
these
problem.
5 to.
Everybody
You
wants
talking about this 5 to 10? You talking about this 5 to 10 militia?
Nah, me. That's
This
this
5 to
nigga.
10 militia.
Yes,
Like, where the
this
fuck is you gonna
problem
get
been
5 to 10
developing
niggas
for
in the military
decades.
that's gonna
This
want to go
This
protect
problem
the
has
school
been
from Monday to
developing for
Friday?
decades. You are not going to get a solution tomorrow.
Five-
There's only
five
two
to-
ways to this. We're either going to have to shoot our way out, or we need to talk our way out by talking to these crazy
Now you
kids.
taking
who
what I'm
might
saying
do
too
this.
literal. Obviously, I know niggas not gonna
Yeah,
talk
he
shit
didn't mean
tomorrow.
literally tomorrow, nigga. He was saying something they could start that would be more.
trying to get
We
things-
mean
I'm
as soon as
what makes
possible,
sense
but
right
then all
now.
these things, no matter what, is not something you can do. Even the idea I'm talking about, it'll probably maybe take 5-10 years for them
No,
to set
it is
that
impossible. Your idea is
Yeah,
impossible.
It's not
shit not gonna happen,
impossible.
bro.
You know what I mean?
Bro, so you basically saying you want gas to go to $10 then? You want gas to be $10, nigga?
They're not gonna
That's
put
beyond
a whole
that's
military.
gas going to $10.
Gas is already expensive because we fucking
That's
feeding the
federal
military
that
over in
has no money
Ukraine.
just to go to school.
It's called dividing the budget. You know what I'm saying?
It's-
If you
oh
seen the
my
Top
God.
Gun movie, you know at the beginning that's what they was doing. They were trying to tell buddy like, listen, this here get shut, this program ain't get shut down. That's the military. They got. I bet you ask Sean about it. He tell you.
Bro,
They get programs that get started. They get programs that get shut down.
Yeah.
This is one that needs to get started.
They not
You
gonna
know?
do that now. But one
Even if
person,
it take 20 years.
one person sounds feasible. One person
Yeah.
on what you're saying sounds feasible.
No, five.
That
That
shit-
man
that-
needs to know he
that shit never gonna happen, bro.
Gunshots if he pull up task.
They much less want to pay.
no.
They much less want to play
How many-
public
how
school
many-
teachers.
how many-
Let's
how
do the
many
math.
public schools
Let's
are
do
in
the
each
math
county?
real quick. Now we going to school.
Fucking
Let's
lot.
do the math. So let's say 5 niggas in the army, right?
You
And
do
for
not
one
need to do
school.
the math on this. This is
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
25.
No,
No. Let's do the blood clot math. Let's do the math. Let's do the math.
Every-
Let's do the math. Because he said,
every
because I said it's gonna cost millions. I said it's gonna
militia.
cost millions, and he said it's not gonna cost millions. So let's do the math,
Nigga,
right?
what?
Let's say we paying these
Military
niggas.
already cost millions. All
It's
they
not
have to
gonna
do-
cost millions.
cut out
Are
the
you
budget
shitting
from
me?
here, Cut out the budget.
It's not
from
gonna
there,
cost
Cut out
millions,
the budget from there and put that here. That's all.
bro. Do you know how many schools are in one fucking city, let alone a little ass town?
Yeah. I go down the
Bro,
street.
you're gonna tell me it's not gonna cost millions, my nigga? Get the fuck
Check me
out of
out.
here, bro.
Look, if every county has 100 militiamen, it's more than possible to have a 5-man squad.
No,
That's not
no.
impossible.
No.
That's not. You're telling me there could be a
No.
5-man squad at Palm Beach Central,
My nigga,
a
wait,
5-man squad at Rural Palm.
Talk about every county has 100 militia-men. What the fuck does that mean?
Because I'm saying how it would work is that each state would have their own militia. That's where we have the
Nigga, you're going even crazier with this shit. You're talking
Because
about
how are you gonna get the army to do something that's on a federal level?
Bro,
Because that's the point. Is the link. That's like asking how you get a state to do something on a federal level. It's the same thing.
No,
the state
nigga,
law
you're not-
and there's federal
You
law.
said army. Army
Yeah.
is for the whole country, not
you're
for the
talking
state.
about- wait, hold on. You're
That's
talking
why I
about
said each state should have a militia.
You're literally talking about creating a whole new small army just to put in kids' in school.
Right. That's what I'm
Look,
saying.
man. Oh, okay. Look, all
All right, you know what? I
tell
go
me-
cap. I see
y'all
what
tell me
I see
how
what
it worked.
I see what Casey. I see what you're saying, but it's not
Y'all
gonna be
must have both
5.
smoked the same shit.
Nah.
I see
No,
what he's
listen,
saying.
listen.
But you gotta think
Listen.
realistic.
It's really not
gonna
that
work in a
crazy.
budget, bro.
No. Listen.
Or even say if you
But
have a
it can't-
10-man squad and they rotate the schools, you know what I'm saying, or something. You know what I'm saying?
I see
You
what
gotta
you're
do
saying, but
something.
5 to 10 is OD. I'm
Yeah.
thinking one
It's OD.
one person.
I
One person.
understand one,
Yeah.
maybe two, but
Yeah,
5?
That is not
5
that
to
crazy.
10 niggas in one school?
You know, that's
Bro,
not
there's
that
like
crazy.
10 schools.
Yeah,
There's like
yeah.
10 elementary schools in my little ass town alone, bro.
Not to count the middle schools or in the high
Not
schools.
to count the middle schools and the high schools.
But-
Even if you
Okay,
was
so
paying
like I
each
said,
militia, hold on, even
if
if you was
each
paying
county-
each soldier
you see the same way when you join the
$25,000,
army,
the
they
bare
station you
minimum,
somewhere,
that's
right?
too much,
You
bro.
feel the same way when you join the army, they station you somewhere, right? So when you join your state militia, they station you at some county that's going to
Nigga,
need
what
your
the hell is a state militia? What are you talking about?
Bro,
You know, I ain't gonna cap. No,
What
I'm
are
not
you
gonna cap.
talking about, nigga?
I see where he's
He
going
has
with
a
this,
point.
but
You
he's
see, 'cause
overdoing
that's
it.
how
Why
it
this
works.
shit don't
You
make
have the
sense.
main military, right? Then each state has a militia that's under the military. Then within each county, you put 100, 200 of the militiamen from that state. You see
My
what I'm
nigga,
saying?
what militia
And
man?
then
You think, hold on. That's even
You
funnier.
people
You
in the
think
army,
200
niggas
soldiers is good for
signed up
one
for this.
state, nigga?
No, for a county.
That's still too
Each county
small.
have 100, 200.
Nah,
Listen,
200 for
I'm
one county?
telling y'all.
I think
I'm
his
telling
I
y'all,
think
it
Casey, I think your
works.
numbers are crazy, but I
Look,
see
your
where you're
number
going
is
with
ridiculous.
this. Yeah, I see where you're
Nah,
going with
How
it.
the hell you gonna fit
America,
5 to 10 soldiers in schools across a whole county and you only got 200 soldiers? That don't make no blood clot sense, man.
I said 200 per county. Within Palm Beach County alone, right? 100 to let's say, but you had 100. You can split 100 men across the schools in Palm Beach County. How many high schools are there? Like what, 7? How many middle
That's
schools
10
are
to
there?
20
Like
schools
8?
at most. You got more than 20 schools in Palm Beach County, my nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
Them niggas
Bro,
got to be paid.
you really don't got
bro.
that much schools. You can really name all the damn schools in
You
Palm
talking
Beach.
about these niggas being in school Monday to Friday from 7 to 3 p.m.
Like I said, I
It's
see.
like it's their
Sometimes
job. Boy. The
5.
same way you get
I
stationed
see
somewhere.
where
You're
you're going with it.
stationed at
5 to
Phillip
10
Park
is OD, bro.
Middle School.
I'm
You
not
know,
walking into a
5
school.
to 10, I
5
could
to
maybe
10.
see the one.
Yeah, the one sounds.
So what about 3? Y'all think
Okay.
a 3-man squad is feasible? 3-man Rainbow Six style? 3-man?
I'm thinking, okay. If you going with it, if we going with that plan, 3 men has to be like a huge school, like, because not only will they defend in that situation, they're gonna have to put them to work in some other aspect. They're gonna have to work in the school. It's just they're trained for these.
Man, they
situations.
observe and report.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
They keep up.
They're not
They
gonna
keep
just
up
sit
with
there.
the kids. They keep up with the kids that have bad psychological profiles. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I think all kids should be psychologically.
So these
That you giving
militia
too much
super
job. Yeah,
these
yeah.
super soldiers of yours
Super
are
soldiers.
also mental health counselors /
No, they don't counsel the
And
kids.
it's not gonna cost millions.
Like, okay,
That's
let's
the
not
funny
say
part.
if they have a list
And it's not gonna cost millions.
Hear me out. All right, say if they have a list of 15 kids who are like the trouble students, they make sure they're like, all right, these are the kids who most likely to bring a gun to school. Maybe you never know.
Out of the 3 soldiers, one of them have to watch 15
Ask the
kids.
guy
That's
that's counselor
crazy.
about them. Whoever
That's
is the school
crazy.
psychologist, they ask the kids about them. Y'all said they got to do work. They ain't gonna be defending people from gunshots every day. So this is gonna be the gist of their job, to keep up with things and make sure things. You know what I'm saying? The same way.
Listen, if I'm paying
Central,
3 of your militia
gangs,
soldiers, my nigga, they better be on point like them niggas in England and don't move, my nigga. They better be looking for
Hey.
everything.
I like the basis
what
of
you
your
want.
idea. I feel like
It's a good idea,
I feel
but
like-
it's not
We
realistic.
do South Park. It's either that or we do South Park, and everybody get a gun. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's either that. So you gotta get Troy a gun. You gotta get Ari a gun.
Everybody's strapped.
You gotta get Rachel. Gonna have a little deuce in the purse.
This nigga.
You know what I'm saying? And you gonna have the shotgun. You know?
I mean, it's it's
So
crazy.
we at a point where we got to start thinking solutions. You know what I'm saying?
That's
all
facts,
this whole
that's
we gotta change the laws and no.
I mean,
I mean,
a
there's
law
different
must be a
things, you know.
solution.
Crazy, and I couldn't get a gun. I'll make a bomb.
There's
You know what
all
I'm saying?
different things. If we're talking about just the kids or people getting access to guns and because all right, let's forget even the guns, right? Another thing I think a lot of people aren't thinking about, it shouldn't have even been so easy for homie to get into that school, like just walk into the school with a gun. That's another thing that could change too.
Yes,
like these schools are way too just open. Like
Apparently somebody walked out and propped the door. Like it was like just a random time to
Okay.
prop the door, and that's how he came in.
and they didn't see my nigga with the ratchet. They didn't see what this
Yeah,
nigga
yeah, I don't know. But
Bro,
when it comes to
if I
getting into
saw him, I
schools, I ain't
wouldn't
gonna
have
cap.
seen
I ain't gonna cap. When it comes to
If I saw him, I wouldn't have seen him.
when it comes to getting into schools, a lot of these elementary schools, I don't know how these shooters are
hard to
getting
get
in. They are hard to
If
get
I
into.
walk in Palm Beach Central with an AK-47 next week, I could do it.
So EJ, can you like your kid's school? Can you just walk in there like that?
No, I can't. Like they don't let
That's
people.
what I'm saying.
They
That's what
don't
I'm
let
saying.
nobody in that motherfucker, bro. Even
Most
before
schools I know,
before the
even
shooting,
public schools, you can't just
you can't just walk in, bro. And
It
it's
depends.
it's double doors and all that.
because
Probably depend on the school.
elementary
Every
school-
school different.
The elementary school that I go to, you know, it's mostly middle, upper class, like kids.
You go to elementary school?
And it's a small town. No, the elementary school in my area I meant. And
Okay.
literally, bro, not to say that it's easy to get in, because obviously if it's the beginning of the day, end of the day, there's a lot of people. But in between, oh, you could walk right in that motherfucker.
That's
When there's
crazy.
a will, when there's a will, there's a way.
Which is sus. And then there was actually a moment now that I remember where I was running the after school program there, and we had to watch out for a guy because a dude used to try to like walk into the school while we was in there with the kids, like waiting for their parents to come pick them up. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean in between, like before school, after school?
I'm talking about I'm like after like in between, like schools in session, kids are in class.
You think it's
He was probably
you know
trying to
what I'm
hurt kids another way.
You can literally walk into the school and
Nah.
literally I can walk halfway down the hallway before somebody's like, "Hey, how can I help you?"
Oh no!
know what I'm
At
saying?
Troy School, there's a button like you have to ring a doorbell.
Here's
Every
how you
time
get help.
and then they got,
Oh yeah, no,
they gotta
there's a
unlock
buzzer
it.
too.
Yeah, there's a
but
buzzer,
most of the
they have to
time,
unlock
most of the time the door's already open, and if
Nah.
you have to hit the buzzer, nigga, I can literally hit the buzzer and then not go to the office. Like
Yeah.
literally, it's not like you can avoid the office when you get let in. Like I can buzz in and say, "Yeah, I'm here to pick up my daughter," and then just run down the hallway with a ratchet.
Oh,
my
nah,
nigga.
that's
Nah,
not
I
how
learned-
Troy
I
School.
learned-
That school is
Nobody's at the
fucking
door
fucking
letting me in
protocol.
or seeing me while I'm walking in. Yeah, nah,
They're
they
tripping.
security. Yeah,
You-
but we've
you-
complained.
you got a
We
whole
complained
piss
to
on
the
your
school
door.
about
I
that
don't
shit
do
before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Parents, I'm not gonna lie, I've always hear parents complaining about things like that because you know we've
That's
had some
safety.
scares. But again, you know, sometimes school districts, not to blame them, but sometimes school districts, cities, towns, they get too comfortable because nothing happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's
But anything
way too
can happen.
comfortable, bro.
Yeah, that's
Like,
Yeah,
you
no, it is. I
understand?
agree.
cannot- if you are outside the line at the club, you can't even walk into the club without getting tackled by fucking security.
Yeah,
I should not be
Word,
able to
or
walk-
somebody like, "Yo, my nigga, where you going?"
Yeah, like, bro, where you going? How can people? There should be no situation where niggas just walk into elementary school like that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Like I
Yeah,
said,
bro.
Troy School is double doors, locks on both doors, and you can't even when kids are about to come out, you can't take your kid out of school after a certain time. So if school comes out at 2:45, yeah, you can't. They stop people from letting them come into the office to pick up the kids at like 2:00. So
All right.
That's
you have
because y'all
to-
got to worry about the Florida man.
All right,
so
I'll be
that's why
getting
niggas
my
work.
kid out.
That's
that
why y'all
fighting
good out
school.
there.
You're talking about
Nigga, and that's what I was about to
But
say. We got the
kid-
double doors too.
But
the
I was-
elementary
I
school
was-
up here has the double doors too, but the second door is always open. So
Nah,
literally, you
nah,
get
boy.
buzzed to the
both-
first
both
door.
doors
Boy,
locked.
I'd be like John
Walk
Q in
right
that
in
hole,
that
boy.
But nah, you gotta respect it because
sure
of
they
these
got their P's and
situations that
Q's
happen.
now,
You gotta
but-
respect the security.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I'm
that's
sure
why I
they got
never
their P's and Q's
complained.
now, but
I never
yeah.
complained
helping?
about. I never complained about their protocols when it came to that. Never complained
Of course
because
not.
like
Of course
I'm
not.
like,
Of
yo, I'm gonna
course not.
respect whatever security situation I got.
Security would probably be a step. Make every kid get like a key card, like kind of like how hotels work, and just have everything
But
like they have to use the key
Kids
card.
are very irresponsible.
Yeah, yeah, they
Kids,
will.
especially
Yeah,
you in
yeah.
elementary school.
Keep
My nigga,
replacements
you know how
for
many? Oh, so you gonna replace your kid's key card $20 every time he loses it?
Kid, at least a kid that's alive can be irresponsible. A dead
Nah,
kid
son.
can't.
If Casey was president, boy, America would be broke as shit.
Fucked up.
Y'all said it now. All right, sure. Y'all got the president that's doing that right now.
You gonna make us
Nah, you
broken?
right.
This is the president evaporating y'all pockets, boy.
Money is no object to this nigga. Bro.
So, no. Y'all know where some of this money going? Y'all know where? Come on, man. You know how many wars were quote unquote wars we're just fighting for no reason? Come on, man. Send them boys home, man, and put them in them schools.
Gangster.
You know, them boys won't put them in them schools, man. Quit playing. Stop playing with these kids' lives, man.
Nigga try
I
to
got
start
little cousins in school and whatnot, man.
protect the kids' militia.
Straight up.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It's crazy. Like right now, there's obviously. I feel like as parents, you got to be concerned dropping your kids off to school. And
Yeah.
like now, you don't even got to be worried about the kids in the school. Now niggas is coming
Yeah.
from outside of school.
No. If I had a kid that was like 8, 9, I'll be training them how to shoot. I'll make them go to school with a gun. I'll make them.
No, the fuck, I'm not training my 8-year-old how to shoot. You're a fuck up.
Yeah,
No, me, I'm doing that.
Yeah,
I'm telling my little Timmy that man coming down, aim right between his eyes. Make sure you
one,
don't
of,
miss.
one of several bad ideas you had today.
Yeah.
Right.
You better off teaching that nigga how to be
Because
on
then
his
there's
P's
gonna be
and
a school,
Q's and
there's gonna be a
escape.
school shooter, and then it's gonna be,
Until y'all
my
see
son to think that he can take down the school
9-year-old
shooter.
boy.
My dad taught me how to shoot.
Word.
9-year-old boy saves classmates from gunfire. I'm be on the news
Dad
like,
should have taught you how to hide in a fucking locker. God
That's
damn
exactly
it.
what I told him.
I'm telling you, you train any 8-year-old, you're like, oh yeah, Timmy, You think when that real situation happens, Timmy's gonna be about it? No, he's gonna be
No.
scared and pissing himself. And he's gonna
That's
forget.
what
And guess what?
simulation is
And
for.
guess what? He's gonna use them gun lessons when big old Billy is bullying him.
Yeah.
And fuck Billy. Boom.
Damn, my son ain't finna be like that.
Teach that nigga to survive,
How
escape.
you know, bro?
Like you, that's part of survival training. Weapons. That's part of survival.
That's
Whether you like it or not.
I guess
for me,
you
bro.
could say that, but I mean it depends on the situation.
There's not no guessing. We getting too used to how sweet this world is right now.
Nah,
Yeah.
Well,
it
ain't
depends
sweet.
on the situation.
You should even be able to say, I guess, when it comes to saying weapons is part of survival. That's how you know things is too sweet. That people can even think that weapons are unnecessary. Like you got that dictator of Canada they call Justin Trudeau, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, I don't see a reason anybody in everyday life will have to have a gun in Canada. That man got 9 people around him with guns. You know what I'm saying?
But
So-
because he's the fucking president.
Yeah, but you tell me there ain't other people in Canada that might need a gun? Come on now.
Well, we know Canada not sweet either.
You know how
nigga.
many stories I hear about dudes following women? If I had a daughter, I'd make sure she had a gun too. I make sure she had mace. I make sure she had brass knuckles.
This nigga gonna start
You
the
know,
whole
All my daughter needs is a
Smith militia.
taser and a cell phone.
The hell out of here, boy. I'll be damn my daughter come home crying to me talking about she got assaulted and she ain't even put up a fight. You know, she gonna come on saying that dad, he raped me, but his balls is missing. That's what, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna be. You know, that's a much better story.
There are, like I said, in my opinion, there are situations where a gun would at least come in handy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Right.
but
Better to have it and not
that's why I
need it than to
said
need it and not
about
have
the
it.
guns. It's about getting them in they're in the hands of the wrong people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Wrong
people that
person.
shouldn't even have, because like forget everybody else. Let's say just this kid. This kid should never had a gun in his hand. No
Yeah.
type of way. He
too
dropped out of school. He wasn't going to school for over a month. He has a history of bullying people, making fun of people, getting in trouble, killing animals. He did no good relationship with his mom. He lived with his grandparents who didn't pay him no attention. These are all the signs of someone who should not have a gun. You know what I'm saying?
Talk
Because-
about and didn't he kill his grandma? He shot his grandmother before he went to
shot
school
her,
too.
but
He
ironically,
didn't kill her.
survived.
She
She's
lived.
in stable condition at the hospital. So,
Your grandmama tough, boy.
and mind you, he shot her.
I thought she was in
Ate that
critical
bullet,
condition
boy.
and then she.
Huh?
Oh.
What you say, Clay?
I heard she was in critical condition and then
Yeah, nigga,
passed,
after
but
critical,
probably
you
was
either die
false.
or you get
Yeah.
stable. Now she's unstable. She
Grandma tough, boy. They ate that, boy.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I heard she died. I heard she died.
You heard wrong, boy. You heard a lie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
she's alive. Mama's alive. His granddad alive. They've interviewed all of them. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but yeah. So I don't know. So each of you's opinion, from what I'm taking it here, is that besides Casey's militia that he should be started, that guns are not something that should just be in the hands of regular people, other than if it's in defense.
I mean,
No,
I just think
y'all missing the real issue.
hold on, Casey. Hold on.
Hold
Hold on. I think in America specifically, right now, like it just something needs to be done. We can't. Casey thinks we should just arm everybody. Hell no, it's not gonna work.
Well, it's either that or psychological.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
okay,
And people
so
keep saying this. Nobody got
it's
answers.
both.
Everybody keeps saying
It's
this
both.
stuff.
I
They're just-
don't
that's what-
think you should you should strip guns from everybody, but we gotta work
How
on
do we
something.
decide?
Just make sure crazy people can't get them.
That's
You know
what I'm
This
saying.
kid had clear signs that
That's
he
the
was
real-
observed.
that's the
And
real
this is why I said
question.
school, the same way how
Yes,
schools
it does.
register a behavioral record on you, how you have a permanent record that says all the stuff you got in trouble for, they need to have something like that for your psychological state. You know what I'm saying? Once you have too many red flags, that's marked and it's everywhere. They can type in your social and see that you're marked and you can't get a gun. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. You know, and this
True.
kid, he should have been got signed. He should have been forced to get therapy. This kid should have been forced in therapy. You know what I'm saying? But he had a family that was ignoring him, ignoring his trouble. You know,
Listen,
and not
they
knowing
need-
that
they
one
need-
day that the kid was a walking ticking time bomb and he blew up,
They
and all the
need
kids
to
dead.
They need to raise the age. Every gun needs a permit, and they need to
Because
make the permit.
things
you
like
realize
that.
you can't
Registration
even, you
permit
can't rent a
shit needs to
car.
be
You have to be
longer.
25 to rent a
Yeah,
car.
that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah,
You could probably
Yeah.
be fucking 10 years old and go get an assault rifle.
that's what I'm
Shit's
saying.
crazy.
Make the laws fucking make sense. You can turn 18. I can go to the fucking any gun store, even a Walmart, and buy a 22 for less than $100. But I gotta be 21 to even start my registration process to be permitted to have a pistol. That makes no sense.
My nigga, you can't rent a Toyota.
Can't even rent a Toyota until I'm 25. This shit don't make no sense.
But I hate to say it. I feel like this is just America's karma, bro. This is just America's karma. You see the BS that America.
America's karma is a bunch of black people getting gunned down in the store in Buffalo. That's America's karma.
Well, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about the situation.
Yeah, man.
The situation.
I'm talking about all the situations, not just that one.
Yeah. I'm not specifically talking about that.
I think you were specifically talking.
So
But
America's karma is being.
It ain't even just America the problem. Did y'all hear about the mass shooting that happened in Nigeria?
I heard about that one. I heard that, but you don't hear about
what was
it.
the motivation behind that?
Yeah, I don't even know. I didn't even look it
I
up.
was hoping that y'all had some more.
You probably
info on
got
that.
scammed.
They were
I
waiting.
feel like there's some like weird shit behind that. Like
You'll take my money.
But when
places like that, they really like this shit don't be happening. That was so weird that I saw that it happened in Nigeria. Like that's
Maybe it will start happening. Maybe it's gonna be an uncut. Like I said, you'll never see some dude that had a full family and like a job that was paying, and he had a 401k. You never see one of them dudes going to do this. You know what I'm saying? It's 9 times out of 10 it's some loser white dude or some dude that pretty much might as well have been a loser white dude. You know?
But let me clarify what I was gonna say. I don't know what
about America's karma?
Yeah. I don't know what amendment number it is, but I think it's up there because I learned about it in school. I don't remember, but
All you gotta do is just say the right to bear arms.
The right to bear arms.
What number it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It don't matter what number
everybody
it is,
remembers
nigga.
that one. America loves some goddamn guns, bro. So and this
right
is
to
the
bear
number one
arms.
issue right now in America: guns. So I feel
but this is the thing.
Is the number one issue guns or is the number one issue psychological?
I feel like you have the right to bear arms, but why should an 18-year-old who has no reason for a gun have the right to bear arms?
Yeah, that's what I know. That's what I'm saying.
That same kid. Listen, you see how he got
That's what I'm
that
saying.
gun?
More regulation. That's it.
It's the same
Simple.
way he got that gun. If he had walked into any bar in Texas that same afternoon, they'd been like, "Get the fuck out of here! You got no reason to be in here." Same concept. If an 18-year-old shouldn't be drinking liquor and getting drunk at 2:00 in the afternoon, he shouldn't be able to buy a gun and shoot a
But you see, these motherfuckers love.
That's a hard one to argue against.
It's like they love the fucking guns, bro. From back when they
I
made
guess
that fucking law,
you could say,
they fucking love that
if
shit.
they could get guns, maybe we shouldn't add alcohol into the mix too. You know,
They want everybody to have a gun. Like Casey said, he want everybody to have a gun.
This is where the difference between federal and state law, because the alcohol thing, from what I know, that's federal. You know what I'm saying? And as far as guns go, they let states decide that themselves. You see what I'm saying?
Maybe just change
Yeah,
that.
it's
Make
true.
it federal.
Yeah.
You know, because
Well, I mean, here's the thing: in Texas, if the drinking age was a state thing, they probably would have that 18 too.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just like if you can control liquor.
Oh, you're saying make it federal for the 21.
Yes, that's
So I
what I'm
guess
saying.
guns is a lot more touchy
If
because
America understands that it's clearly a lot of irresponsible things could happen if someone under the age of 21 is drinking alcohol, they should also be understand the same thing for weapons.
Yeah.
That is true.
I cannot go buy
And if you ask me my personal opinion, I think they should raise the gun age to 24 or 25, just like they did for
renting a
fucking
car.
But what would
cars.
that do? There's guys that have done this who are over those ages.
unless you have your like
Yeah, but when I'm
or you have a
21,
police,
it's less
you're-
likely
That's
to
what I
be
said. It's not an
right.
age thing. It's psychological.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
A dude that's 32
know-
shouldn't be able to get a
Bruh,
gun just because he's
Bruh,
32.
I know that, but you got to understand someone who's
but what
18,
I'm telling you is drop
my
the age.
girlfriend,
Take the age
Bruh,
out
but
of
you're
this.
not listening to me, dog. What I'm trying to tell you is, if I'm 25 years old, right, the difference between an 18 and a 25-year-old, when a nigga's 18 and his girlfriend breaks up with him, he thinks of the worst thing to do and go and does it. When a 25-year-old girlfriend breaks up with him, he does something rational, like go do something productive. You know what I'm saying, and get his mind off of it. And
Yeah, I
that's
think
why I
the
think
age-
That's
age
not
is
always
placed-
the case. You got dudes whose
It's not
girlfriends
always
have
the
sex with
case.
other dudes. They break up.
It's not
in
gonna
the
always be
relationship.
the case, my nigga, but it will help.
But what I'm telling you is,
And then it
not
also
an
needs to
age
be
thing.
more
Every
psychiatric
single case here is
evaluation.
obvious. The issue is psychological. It is not an age thing. The ages
not
go
always
all over the
psychological,
place.
though,
Throw
bro.
age out the
It's
window. It doesn't matter here. What matters
not
here is
always psychological.
That's what it
It's
is.
not always psychological. It,
Then
it
what
does
is
it does
I'm not-
it does play a part, and I agree, which is why
you making
Bruh.
no sense, man. What you talking about?
No,
you
no.
just want to
the
argue,
age
bro.
issue.
I'm agreeing with
No,
you.
I'm
but
not-
what I'm
I'm not-
saying is
I'm not.
plays a part only. It plays a part only in the fact of whoever are currently gun owners are looking to get a gun. They need to make it harder. Yes, it is a there needs to be more psychiatric evaluation. I agree. I'm agreeing with you.
The only
But what I'm
reason-
saying is that is not the only factor.
That's
is
the
what I'm
main
saying.
thing.
The
That's
reason
the
the reason
main
I
thing.
Man,
disagree
okay,
with
what
the
you said. There are plenty of
Doesn't matter,
18-year-olds.
bro.
What you say?
Hold on. Hold on. The reason I'm
Even if their girlfriend break up.
the
with
reason
them.
I disagree with the psychological stuff, bro, is because America's not the only place that has people that has issues with psychological issues.
I know,
But we
nigga,
probably
that's-
got the most,
that's what easy.
and we don't
But I
get
said
people the
earlier-
most.
Listen,
But-
Casey, chill. But I said earlier, it clearly Americans have something with guns. It's America with guns. Other countries, we don't. Guns is like not a, unless they need it or unless you're doing gang shit. Guns is not like a thing. America is the only place where
it's violence in general. It's not just guns.
For school.
Yeah.
America is the only place where 18-year-old kid is gonna take a gun and not go to his fucking high school, but go to elementary school for some reason and shoot them kids. That's only America. No one else is doing that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
I don't know if it's from what we see on TV or what. Like,
that's why. But
to me, don't that make it clear that the issue is clearly psychological?
Not necessarily, bro. I'm not going.
So why wasn't this happening before in America? Break that down. If it's not psychological, why wasn't it happening?
It's like if you at least made it more difficult to even get a gun.
But answer that question though. If one of y'all answer this question, if it's not psychological, why wasn't this happening before Columbine? Why? If it's not psychological.
How does you ask such weird questions? Because I can ask you the same thing.
Because what I'm trying to press you is that's the main basis. If you strip down everything, that's the main basis.
Okay, I'll tell you the answer to that. I'll tell you the answer to that.
Wait, what does Columbine have to do with it being psychological or not?
Because what I'm saying, before Columbine, you did not see this thing happening like that. Columbine was like the first one,
that could
and then
be
it was
the
a snowball
reason.
from there. It just kept increasing and increasing.
All of that has other things to do with the sensation of it. Because, for example, I think the reason why certain crimes did not happen prior to the late 90s is because there was nowhere to broadcast them. There was nowhere to, like, look at your man that did the supermarket. He live streamed it. He couldn't do that in 1998.
Now, let me ask you this.
Because now all these guys know, like, oh, I'm going to be on CNN. I'm going to be on every app. I'm going to be on every going to see me instantly. So most of the time,
I was gonna say
y'all just prove my point more. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make it clear as day that the whole thing is psychological. Because that had a psychological effect. They seen that all these dudes on TV, they talk about them for years and whatnot. So they decide like, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing too. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you mean by
issue up here, bro.
I don't know what you're trying to say. Are you trying to say it's a mental?
When I say psychological, it's in the mind, it's in the head.
Mental illness. Are you going?
Well, basically, what I'm saying is, moving all the guns out the way is not going to solve the issue because the issue is still up here. The issue is that they want to pick up the gun and do this to begin with.
Yes,
that's
Casey,
the issue.
we understand that, my nigga. What we're saying is, let's say, like that's why I kept trying to keep it zoned into this. In this specific situation, for even. This kid, if the shooting age or whatever, buying a gun age was just even 20, 21, he couldn't have done this because he couldn't have got the gun. That's all we're saying.
Now, let's say around the time where we started killing animals.
If the kid was not in a situation where he would be so, from what I read, it's like his birthday was Wednesday. He called up to get these guns on Thursday, like literally the next day, like he couldn't wait for this type.
Okay, At first, he asked his sister to buy him the guns before he turned 18, but then she told him no, and then he was like, "Well, I'm about to turn 18 anyway." And then he went.
Let's dial back, right? It was known from when this kid was younger that he was a trouble kid, that he would like to kill animals and things of that nature. Do you guys think he would have turned out the same if early on during these points he was given the psychological help that he needed? If he was given a therapist, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was on like some kind of Medicaid or, you know what I'm saying, some kind of insurance. But he has a therapist that he has to go to.
I don't know that question.
Process.
Therapy doesn't always help people.
Because like I said, the bottom line
is on what you're talking about, and that's what I'm saying, bro. I try to keep these discussions at least on a realistic plane. You seem to want to go to like a...
How is that not a realistic plane?
Because listen, nigga, let me explain. America has psychological things. There are teachers every day in school that notice children that are not exactly normal, and they point it out. I don't remember if it was Don or Clay, but someone mentioned there are some parents who won't even accept any kind of diagnosis for their kid or even listen to hear the word. So how far?
Because they want their kids to be normal.
There needs to be an activity extent that. See what you're saying?
If someone, you cannot, in America, we're not talking about other countries like China where they can just grab you off the street and do whatever you do. America and America's freedom, the way it's set up, we cannot just force people and say, you're crazy, come to this mental place with no.
Okay, well, look, you see the same way where if I beat my kids, they'll take my kids away from me. If I give them a simple spanking, that needs to be the same way that if my kid is showing crazy signs, they say, hey, look, we need to put him in serious therapy.
Signs of crazy signs, and there's different things. Because, for example, we don't know if anybody clearly, they might not have even reported that this kid ever hurted an animal. And there was no other, because what you might call crazy, someone else might say, oh, that's normal. You think there aren't teachers that contact a kid's parents like, yo, I saw your kid like itching his neck today and acting weird. They're probably like, oh, that's what he does all the time. He's cool. He's normal. What can I do? You cannot go to, there's a teachers, whoever, who have tried to get social services to come take people's kids. Social services even gone to the place, but look, we didn't see nothing that was warranted for us taking the kid. Next week, kid ends up dead. You cannot force certain things to happen, dog. Like, There's no way you can say, oh, just because Christopher Smith says, oh, this kid's crazy. No. If 5 other people evaluate this kid, this fucking kid, and say he's fine, he's fine. You know what I mean? There's no way to regulate that. Right. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not giving it up to mental illness, bro.
And even when you have evidence, just like to the main point, even when you have evidence, sometimes parents want their kid to be normal so bad, even when they know the evidence of there being an issue is blatant, they will still deny it because they want their kid to be normal that fucking bad. I used to have a kid, without saying any name. Hold on. I'm going to give an example. I used to have a kid who has severely ADHD, who has to take his medication for it. And I used to always wonder why, when we would have these overnights, this kid would act the craziest, because you would think for the overnight he should probably have all his medication. His mom was blatantly not giving him the medication at nighttime because she wanted him to be himself. Oh yeah, and everybody ends up being, as crazy as that sounds, you want your son to be himself at 10 o'clock at night when you're not going to have to deal with him, because you would have given him his meds if he was home, but you're not going to give him his meds when he's around us because you want him to be normal. That doesn't make sense. But parents do stupid shit like that, and because they want their kid to be
the more difficult this is. Because let's say, for example, that kid, even when he was 7, he got caught killing a dog or whatever, right? They're clearly not going to send him to state penitentiary with thugga, for 20 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? At most, they probably would maybe send him to some type of juvenile thing, and as long as he behaved, he'd be out. There's mad kids who've done this. And does that mean he's cured of his psychological thing, Casey? No. What you're basically saying is that there should be some sort of system where we recognize crazy kids, pick them up off the street, and get them away from society.
It's not crazy kids picking them up off the street, getting away from. That's not what.
How else would you?
It's matching up if they're doing things that are similar to what several serial killers or people who shop schools. They had similar psychological profiles. They did similar things. Get that kid intense therapy. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you this, Casey. Let me ask you this, because we don't have enough time, but we'll close out after this.
Yeah, I gotta dip out soon.
Yeah, I got you. So say you're a parent, right? You see your kid every day, whatever. He might show signs of a little being weird, but he ain't really nothing crazy. Every day you drop him at school or whatever, the teacher comes like, yo, this motherfucking kid is crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's doing this, that. He's showing problems. And you want to listen. You're like, yo, we'll get him help. You take him to wherever. When he's at the psychological place, wherever he is, he acts normal, nothing. Every time he's with you, you don't see nothing crazy. But the teacher, what would you do?
We set up a camera in his classroom to record his behavior when he acts crazy. Show that to everybody. That's simple.
I don't even let you finish the sentence so he can answer. I don't understand how you answer the question if that's the case. Are you going to just listen to this one teacher who's saying your kid's crazy that has no real proof other than, or how are you going to deal with that?
Set up a camera in the classroom to record his behavior so that we could see how he's acting. If there's actual video proof that he's doing crazy things in the classroom, we're gonna start looking at like, what is it about the classroom that's making him act this way?
Your child is not the only kid in the class, so you technically can't record in the classroom.
Record him.
There's legal shit with that.
But we're not recording it for the sake of showing.
Follow behind a nigga like TMZ. We only record him.
But my thing
there's been crazy, psychological, mentally ill people for decades. Mentally ill people aren't the new people. It's these new fucking breeds of guns that we have. That's why I'm saying guns is the issue, bro. I'm not giving it to mental illness.
So when they start using bombs,
because
like Oklahoma City bomber.
That's what I'm
saying. We got to get rid of the bombs.
I'm not giving
whatever they use. We got to get rid of the poison gas.
We have to get rid of none of that.
Because you wouldn't say that homie wasn't mentally ill.
I'm not gonna give it to mental illness. He may have had some issues, but
you
I'm
mentally
ill.
You saying that?
I'm not giving it to mental illness.
He just woke up that day and just wanted to kill a bunch of little kids in elementary school.
He planned it.
He's perfectly sane. Perfect. I'm
not saying he's perfectly. I'm not saying he's perfectly sane, right? But I'm not gonna say, oh, because of mental illness he did this, right?
So what?
But I'm not
gonna be another motivation.
Motherfucker just crazy as fuck, bro. But I'm not good. I'm not giving it.
He's mentally ill.
I know. No, listen. That's it's just crazy as shit. But I'm not gonna give that the example and say, oh, because of mental illness he did this.
Why are people so afraid to say that mental illness is like the main factor?
Mental illness was part of it. It's not the only reason, but it is part of it.
Okay, we can say it's part of it, but I'm not gonna give it to mental illness, bro, because mental illness has been around for decades. It's been it's in other countries. It's not only America.
I think it's because we have to admit some very uncomfortable
but EJ, you pointed out, mental illness has been around for decades, and like Casey pointed out, Columbine happened, and that was like 96 or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So and it's America that's doing it. It's did it Columbine. People are following Columbine. So we need to figure something out with guns, bro, because mental illness has been around forever. That's what I'm saying. It's been around forever.
Okay, so let me get. Hold on. So each, let me ask you this: we get rid of the guns, and they still have the itch to kill.
I'm not.
They're just gonna.
I'm not saying okay.
Like, okay.
Even if they have the itch to kill people, because people killing people forever. There's been serial killers forever, right?
Suicide bombers.
But what if the rate goes down? What if we're not seeing as much school shootings?
The rate would go down.
But what if the rate of bombings goes up? What if the rate of bombings goes up? What then? What do we do?
First of all, people don't even have enough. Hold on, Don. I'm gonna answer that for you. Don. People don't even have the attention span, Casey, to listen to a song for 2 minutes. You think they're gonna?
If
have
I really
want to
kill people,
you think that many people? No, you think that many people are gonna want to build a fucking bomb, Casey?
That's what I was.
Look up the Oklahoma City bomber and how he built his bomb.
My nigga,
that's one person, my G.
Bomber, nigga.
We're not gonna.
That's one person.
All right, you think? I think Casey's thinking.
You think the information is not out there on how to make pipe bombs? That information is
oh yeah, the information's out there, but niggas don't have the fucking attention span to even focus on something for 2 minutes. You think they're gonna want to learn how to build a bomb?
You don't have the attention span. It's not easy to build a bomb. It's very
not easy.
complicated.
First of all, it's not easy.
Very complicated.
Yeah, bro, you could look it up. There's some of them, the niggas that did like the plane attacks and shit. They spent years studying some of them. Some of them bombs the niggas make did not go off. They didn't work just because them niggas made them wrong.
All right, but check me out though. Go. What I was gonna say is that you're thinking that we're gonna eradicate it. We're thinking that it's never gonna happen. That's not realistic. Things will happen, but I don't want to open up the fucking news every day and see school shooting.
There should be ways to lower this.
It has to be lowered. Something has to be done. It's never gonna go away. You know what I'm saying?
So
that's what I'm saying. Guns is the issue.
It was not mental. The militia idea is crazy. What